The New York Knicks stay alive as they force a Game 6 back at Indiana. The Pacers lead the series 3-2, but Game 5 was massive, and it showed why, if you're a Knicks fan, you cannot give up on this team just yet. Tonight, we saw exactly why I love this team. The defensive potential when they lock in and play with that level of intensity for 48 minutes is legendary. The New York Knicks held the Indiana Pacers to just 94 points in this game, and that right there is what this Knicks team is capable of when they focus and they fill their full potential for an entire game. Knicks fans, let me know your thoughts in the comment section right now because there's so much to be excited about in this game right here in particular. Jalen Brunson was fantastic early on in the first quarter. Karl-Anthony Towns asserted himself with aggression early. Landry Shamet, the unsung hero, off the bench with his defense and his offense. The two-way ability of Landry Shamet off the bench was fantastic. Mitchell Robinson had a crazy stretch. I mean, there's a lot of stuff I want to get into in this video. Now, the Knicks are still down in the series. We didn't tie the series. We didn't win the series. We still got to win 2 more, but it's Knicks in 7, all right? And I said after we lost Game 4, I'm not giving up. I refuse to give up on this Knicks basketball team because the one thing I know about this squad is they always play their best brand of basketball when the world completely rules them out, when their backs are against the wall, especially when they're facing elimination like we saw tonight. Shout out to Jalen Brunson because I said pregame on my pregame show here on Knicks Media, honestly, the only way the Knicks can pull off the miracle of winning 3 in a row and coming back from this 3-1 deficit is if Jalen Brunson levels up his game to play like a superstar, and he did that tonight. He absolutely did that tonight. I mean, the efficiency was off the charts. 32 points of 12 of 18 from the field, 4 of 7 from three-point land. If Brunson can do that in Game 6, and of course, Game 7, if we get there, we actually have a shot to go to the NBA Finals. And I mean that, okay? And you talk about what Karl-Anthony Towns did. He was also fantastic tonight, man. Big shout out to Cat because you talk about a player that I think the Knicks found something with Cat in this series, exploiting a weakness of the Indiana Pacers, which is their depth at center. Outside of Miles Turner, there's nobody that can guard Karl-Anthony Towns. And he was hitting his shots from beyond the arc. He was tacking the rim, hitting his free throws, converting 50% from the field, 24 points, 13 rebounds, a steal for Cat, a plus-minus of plus 26 for Karl-Anthony Towns, by the way, which is I think that's a game high. Yeah, nobody on the Knicks had a better plus-minus of a plus 26 for Karl-Anthony Towns. He still got to stay out of foul trouble. Please, enough with these ticky-tacky fouls. When he left the game with 4 fouls in the third quarter, that's when the Pacers showed heart. But the cool thing about this game that I loved is every time the Pacers got on a little bit of a run to try to come back, the Knicks responded with the run of their own. And that tells you right there, they were focused, they were locked in, they understood that they had to keep the intensity up for the entire game. Game 1 scarred every Knicks fan. Nobody thought the game was over until it was finally over. But Rick Carlisle pulled the starters of the Pacers with 3 minutes left. And I'm like, thank you for pulling them. And the Knicks were able to get the job done, baby. So big time shout out to Big Cat. Mitchell Robinson was fantastic in this game. He only played 19 minutes, even though he started, but in those 19 minutes, the guy was hustling more than I've ever seen in my life, running up and down the floor, sprinting actually. 6 points, 6 rebounds, 3 of 3 from the field, 2 blocks and a steal in just 19 minutes of action. Mitchell Robinson is just an absolute joy to watch play basketball. Big shout out to Mitch, man. And now the unsung hero of this game is easily Landry Shamet. Now you look at the box score, it's not going to jump off the screen, but if you watch the game, he came in there and impacted this basketball game on both sides of the floor. The defensive intensity, the focus on offense. He brings a different energy off the bench that the Knicks have not had since he got the opportunity. And you talk about adjustments that Tom Thibodeau has made, man. Everybody likes to criticize Tibbs when we lose, but never want to give him flowers when we win. And I know that we got to win the series before we can actually give Tibbs his proper flowers, but I think benching Campaign and replacing Campaign with Wright and Shamet, big-time adjustment. Mitchell Robinson starting and Josh Hart coming off the bench. Listen, people are complaining about that, but Josh Hart is still playing starting minutes. I mean, that's not that big of a difference. Josh Hart, 34 minutes, okay, off the bench. And speaking of Josh Hart, he had a fantastic game, especially compared to his game that he had in game number 4, which was abysmal. He only had, he 3 turnovers, so he still turned the ball over a little bit, but it was not detriment to the team. Double-double for Josh Hart, 12 points, 10 rebounds, 4 assists, 2 steals, pushing the the ball in transition, doing what he does best. So I feel like this was a full-fledged effort from the entire team. Even Precious Achiuwa, when he came in certain minutes to fill in for Mitch and Cat when they had foul trouble, he was able to get the job done. Mikal Bridges, he stepped up. OG Anunoby, he struggled offensively, but did not hurt this team at all. He was 3 of 14 from the field, but the good news is we're not relying on OG to score to win basketball games. We're relying on his defense, where he had 3 steals, okay? That is fantastic. This Knicks team, when they can lock in and put that much emphasis on ball pressure defensively, we have a chance. And we got to go game by game. We can't even talk about Game 7 until we go into Indiana and prove we could beat them, because this Knicks team has proven they can win on the road. We've done it in Detroit. We did it in Boston. We won on the road in Indiana already this series at Game 3. We've proven that we're capable of doing it. And now this Knicks team is facing elimination yet again, and they have an opportunity here to go into Indiana and steal the hearts of Pacers fans and go back to the Garden for a Game 7 potentially, and then you have no idea what's possible in a potential Game 7. So I'm really proud of this Knicks team. To go out in 5 games would have been really, really bad. And if even going out in 6 in this series will be heartbreaking, no doubt about it. But they showed something in this game. They played their best 48 minutes of basketball of the entire series. And maybe they figured out the Pacers. Maybe it took 4 games of adjustments for Tom Thibodeau and this team to figure out what works. And I feel like Jalen Brunson's aggressiveness early on, Karl Anthony Towns attacking the rim, their defensive game plan is, I think, the biggest thing. Swarming, switching. I mean, the defense was fantastic, man. Every single time you saw the Pacers move, you saw the Knicks high intensity, matching their pace, defensively, getting back in transition. That's the key. You want to talk about a key for the Knicks against this Pacers team? It's defense, matching their intensity, and they did that tonight. With ball pressure, you cannot allow any space for Tyrese Halliburton to shoot, no space for Nesmith, even Miles Turner, and the Knicks held them all in check, man. They held them all in check. The leading scorer for the Pacers was Mathurin off the bench with 23 points, held the Pacers to 40% shooting from the field, all right? That's fantastic. Forced 20 turnovers. All right? So that's big. The largest lead was 22, but no one's satisfied. No Knicks fans satisfied. We live to fight for another day, and that's going to be Saturday night. So Knicks fans, let me know your thoughts in the comment section. This is my thoughts of game number 5. I'm excited, as every single Knicks fan should feel excited right now. But hey, man, we still got 2 more games, hopefully, to go. Not 1. We want 2 games. And then hopefully we can go to the NBA Finals. I'm keeping the hope alive. People call me delusional. But we got to keep the hope alive as Knicks fans, because that's what the players are doing. So let's do that. Love you guys so much. I'm out of here, and let's go Knicks.